Oh, it's weird that moon men exist, right? And I say that not for, I say that because that's what it seems like to be. It seems like it's weird that moon men exist. What I mean is men that are on a path to their emotions, to expressing their emotions, to being more, in the moment, and meaning not trying to think about the moment, just being in the moment and doing the moment, not thinking about how the moment's going to be in that moment. And that's not always easy because of so many things that are in my head, or I would say running through it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, coming up with emotions on the spot is tough, right? I mean, it's not. But that's the issue, is that it's not. But I'm in my head about it more so than I am within that feeling and not the thought, right? I want to be in the feeling and the emotions within that moment and not processing said things within the moment. But it's odd to me that it's odd to me that these people that see people like me find it weird that we exist. And it's like, what else are we supposed to do other than attempt to find that expression and, play the game out on whatever that may mean, because you haven't expressed in so long, or this is now the time of the lifetime for you to go out and go, okay, I realize that whenever, in other lifetimes or whatever the case may be, on the past life, like I said, let's just say in my childhood, that, expressing myself was actually easy, and then something happened, and now, it's not so easy to just give it out. Even though, like, when I'm by myself, it's nothing, right? Like, I'm sure, like, everyone else is too. Like, it's just way easier, but not impossible in front of people, right? I wanted to, because it's like, am I not supposed to go through the like, of course there's criticisms, but what I mean is, just like the last video, what does it prove to criticize someone if it's not constructive in any way? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't be tripping about nothing for the most part. But when I put myself out there and not get a whole lot back, or it's, misconstrued, or whatever the case may be, it's just odd to me that as a man, you would think that when you at least hear it all the time, that as a man you need to express your emotions, to get it out, to not hold it in. You don't want to die, you don't want to this, that, and the third. You want to make it in life, you know what I'm saying? You want to actually, like, not just breathe and blink through life. You want to actually be able to do things in life, right? Emotionally, and, not just physically, like mentally and psychologically. You want to be able to have all cylinders firing. But it seems that since there's so many men on this planet that have a very rough time getting it out, that when you choose to be that person in this lifetime, to express emotions and to get out your feelings and thoughts, and, not really see it as much as a man, and it be genuine. It is not well received. This is to be true. And I get it because it's so new, maybe. Because there's not a lot of men and people that do it. And because maybe it's not really what you want. You just think that's what you want. But that's something else, right? But regardless of what you want, my path says otherwise. So you may not want an emotional man or a highly emotional man. And I think that's probably where it's coming from, because if I'm noticing if it is, there's no balance. Let's start there. I feel like I realized that there's no balance because it's either you are the most masculine of men, or you're a beta, or like you're just super feminine, just straight feminine, and then it's just gay. And so there's no real like equilibrium. There's no balance of finding a man that's still a man in the sense of what the thought and emotions aligning mean as what we perceive what a man is. We know what men are. And still have that balance of femininity and still being able to hold conversations, being able to go and tap into the emotions to bring out something, to be able to interpret something for someone else, to be able to read a room or a person's mind. Not necessarily reading their mind, but if you give me enough intel, I mean, the whole purpose of a story, if you give me something to work with, my intellectual mind, right? My emotional minds, right? Then I may then process that and not just go, oh, you feel emotional today, go do some push-ups. How about, oh, I see how that may frustrate you, or it's just a different ball game to giving out something, right? And so when it's tough, when it's the other spectrum and it's just, a woman gives her side or something, or even just another man gives their side, and you get, this like almost like resentment when, like I say, when it comes to women and a very feminine man, you get this resentment and this like, well, whatever, you can go do it, or whatever or what you need me or whatever for, like that, like it's more of a fight because you want to fight a woman, like you are okay with fighting a woman, you know what I mean? Whatever sense that may be. But most dudes, and that includes supposed masculine men, that includes you. You fight a woman, you out of the box, bro. You ain't, you know what I'm saying? You lose. And not even, right? Because I speak on it being a defenseless person being more of the issue than a woman. But I'm not saying that either way. It ain't cool. But what I mean is also that when you dish it out and it's mainly based on that thing that you choose not to truly integrate with yourself as a man, those things that, hold you back as a man because you're too afraid of what they can do to you. Just like churchgoers are too afraid of sin and one of those things, to learn what that means for them to be able to dig themselves out of holes and things like that, right? That they may be stuck in, or just whatever realm they may be in. But that thing be emotions, and if you don't express them, if you don't get them out, then they use you. They take your whole being over, and you take that and try to equate it to fighting a woman, to trying to match her emotional output, which, shut up, stop, don't. There's some things to lay your sword down to, and that's definitely one of them. And as a man, my point, be happy that that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do as a man. You don't need to, like, think about how redundant and ridiculous it is as a man to be able to want to be able to hold up that thought. That's what that is. You as a man, you have that power to be able to fucking think, man. You can think, dude. You have a time to process stuff up here. Logic is your superpower. That's why it's weird when I can get on, when women try to be super masculine. It's the same thing. You as a man need to know that that emotion needs to be processed first before giving it. Because if you don't, and you try to match yourself to that emotion, that you will be bested at every time. The only thing your brain is going to be able to come back when it tries to compute whatever the hell just happened is punch that bitch in face. Hit her, do something. I can't let her win. And then you don't have enough emotional IQ in your mind to not let it happen. You have no idea how to go, because you actually did the inner work. You did the inner work to go, and you felt, you went inside and was like, you didn't just think about it. You went like, well, how do I feel about this? I am upset. This does hurt me a lot. Where's that hurt at? Can I release right there? Because I feel like a lot, you know what I'm saying? Can I release that hurt? Or whatever this tension is right here? Oh, if I can relax it, let's try to just go in and relax right there. Let's try to relax right there. Let's find that point that I'm stiff at. And let's just take a second. Now, if you need to go outside and do that, if you need to, whatever the case, but if you could take 2 of those seconds and walk away, 1 second each leg, just and turn around, do something, and just go. Guarantee you won't put your hands on. Guarantee you won't put yourself in a situation you wish you can get. I guarantee it. I put any money on it. But most dudes aren't able to do that. Now you got a woman that's most likely in her masculine energy that's pushing you to these levels. But again, it goes back to you as a man, because you're a leader, that you don't figure out what to do with that person or get away from that person. You got to figure out which one, but either one's got to happen. You got to get out of whatever desire you have around this person, for this person. You got to bounce. You got to figure out if you want to stay with that desire, figure that thing out, and be okay with whatever's going on. Oh, you got to go. But to stay in between and not ever, I think that's what messes most dudes up, because they think that's the best thing running for them. That the person they're with or the thing they're doing right there at that moment, that's the best thing for them. And so they'll fight tooth and nail to keep it. They will refuse to let go. And let God. So let go, man. Let it go.